Hey guys, my name is Mike, and I'm a former New York City bouncer who worked for 5 years in the biggest nightclub in New York at the time. And I used to sleep in the streets. I stayed in Harlem in the projects for a while as well. And eventually, I moved out of New York. I went back to school in my late 20s, studied finance, did 2 graduate degrees, and I got my dream job. I put my life together, kind of, threw away my old life and brought myself into, this amazing life that I have today. So I'm been reflecting a lot on, my past and trying to share experiences with you, things I wish I had done, things I wish I hadn't done, and trying to give you some, trying to give my former self really some advice on, how to get to where I am now much faster. So I wanted to talk about the pain that you're going through right now and how you can weaponize it to make yourself stronger and how it's going to become useful. So right now, you're struggling through the same things that I used to. The poverty, the hunger, the lack of money, the dread of checking your bank account. It wasn't just depressing. It was like I was scared to check my account because I knew I had to pay rent, and I, didn't know if I was going to have enough money. I figured, yeah, I make, if I work enough hours, these are going to be my paychecks at the end of the month, at the end of the week, so $200, $250 after taxes and all that. Will I be able to make the rent? So it was never fun. Trying to think about where am I going to eat. It's one of the lowest points in my life. I was working full time at a Wendy's, and I was living in a $740 a month apartment, and I wasn't, if I wasn't working at Wendy's and able to eat for free, I would not have had enough money for food. So all I had was just enough money to cover my rent and to pay for a Metro card for me to ride the bus, and maybe a couple dollars left over. I think I didn't even have internet actually. I was going to the library for that. So yeah, just enough for bills, electricity, water, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was pretty tough. And even back then, I knew that what I was going through was temporary. It wasn't permanent. This wasn't going to be my life. This isn't what I was meant to do. And I was able to take that pain and save it so that years later I could be here talking about you with it and telling you to do the same, telling you not to give up hope and to understand that the pain you're going through you can observe it as an outside observer. Change your perspective. Instead of looking at it as I'm living and suffering through this, oh man, this is terrible. Can you just step back and observe what is going on? What is going through your life, how you got here, how you can get out of it. And if you can remember these moments, these are becoming wisdom, right? So you have the experience, you can have a shitty experience, but if you learn from that experience, if you can think through at an intellectual level about the experience you're going through, that's how you develop wisdom. And I've had a lot of really bad, really tough experiences, and so do you. Mine are not worse or harder than yours. People have much tougher experiences than I do, I'm sure. But don't forget that you're not alone. The good thing is that you're here, you're watching my video, you're watching other videos like this online, you're thinking through these things, you're thinking through your problems, and you're trying to think, what kind of what kind of videos can I watch? What kind of books can I read? What can I do to get through, these hard points in my life? And it's not that bad if you know that this is all temporary. Eventually, you'll have that click in your mindset, you'll have that shift in your thought process, and you'll think, okay, what can I do to move forward? And, is it me starting a business? Is it me going back to school? Is it me quitting, substance abuse, drugs, or alcohol? If I could go back to those times, I really wish that I could have quit the drugs and alcohol, for sure. Those are just forms of escape, and I would have gotten to where I am today way, way, way faster. I would have been far more clear-headed. I would be far more successful than I am today. So if you are struggling with drugs or alcohol, they are just, it's not even a coping mechanism. It is just clouding your ability to perform. So just understand that when you do quit, your life is going to improve much faster than you could possibly imagine. And it's not like you quit drinking and then a month later you're becoming a millionaire, you started a business. It could be that fast. It happens to some people. But the point is that you are going to have to live with the pain that you keep trying to escape from. That pain of the shitty apartment you're in and the crappy job you come home and you just want to forget about. You have to go to bed thinking about, man, I really don't like this job. I hate it. Wake up in the morning sober, you're not hungover, and you're going to say, man, I hate this job. You're not going to be able to blame it on the alcohol. Oh, my head hurts, so I got to get to work. You're not going to be able to do that anymore. You're going to have to live with that pain. You have to learn from it. You have to grow from it. But in the meantime, while you're in this pain, weaponize it. Weaponize the pain. Observe it and lock it away for the future. Someday you're going to be talking about this with your kids. You're going to be talking about this with friends. You're going to be reflecting on it, so that when things get tough, you could be a millionaire and have problems that can cost you your entire business, cost you your entire livelihood, put you in bankruptcy. But you're going to be able to lean back on your experiences today and say, you know what, this isn't as tough as when I was really poor, or I was in the deepest throes of addiction. So I hope this helps you. I really appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please let me know in comments below. Thank you very much. Good luck.